Have you ever looked at someone else's life and thought, wow, they have it all? Maybe it's their looks, their job, their seemingly perfect family. It's so easy to fall into that trap, wishing you were someone else. Today, I want to share a timeless story that might just change the way you see yourself. It's the story of a crow who learned a very powerful lesson about happiness. Once upon a time, in a vast and vibrant forest, lived a crow. He was a simple bird, content with his life. He spent his days soaring through the sky, scavenging for food, and cawing merrily with his friends. He never thought much about his appearance or his place in the world. He was just a crow, and that was enough. One day, while flying over a tranquil lake, he saw a magnificent swan gliding gracefully across the water. The swan was pure white, like a freshly bloomed lily. Its neck was long and elegant, and every movement it made was filled with poise. The crow was mesmerized. He landed on a branch overlooking the lake and watched the swan for a long time. As he watched, a thought crept into his mind. That swan, he thought, must be the happiest bird in the world. Look at how beautiful it is. Everyone must admire it. Compared to that swan, I'm so plain and dull. My feathers are black as coal, and my voice is harsh. No one ever calls me beautiful. From that day on, the crow's contentment vanished. He became obsessed with the swan. He followed it around, watching its every move. He saw how other animals would pause to admire the swan's beauty. This only deepened his own misery. He started to hate his black feathers and his loud caw. He felt ugly and worthless. Finally, unable to bear his unhappiness any longer, the crow decided to confront the swan. He flew down and landed near the water's edge. The swan, noticing the distressed look on the crow's face, swam closer. "Oh, magnificent swan," the crow began, his voice filled with despair. "You are surely the happiest creature on this earth. You are so stunningly beautiful, so serene. I wish I were you. My life is so miserable. I'm black and ugly." The swan listened patiently, a gentle look in its eyes. When the crow finished, the swan replied softly, "My dear friend, I understand why you feel that way. I used to think I was the happiest bird too, until I saw a parrot." The crow was taken aback. "A parrot?" He squawked in disbelief. "Why a parrot?" Well, the swan explained, "The parrot has two beautiful colors. It's covered in vibrant green and brilliant red feathers. It's truly a sight to behold. I only have one color. I thought the parrot must be far happier than I am." Curious, the crow thanked the swan and flew off in search of this parrot. He found one perched high in a mango tree, chattering away. The parrot was indeed stunning. Its bright green body and red beak were a dazzling combination. The crow approached the parrot and told him what the swan had said. "You must be the happiest bird in the world," the crow concluded. "You are so colorful and full of life." The parrot chuckled, shaking its head. "Oh, you are mistaken," it said. "I was quite happy until I saw the peacock. The peacock is a rainbow of colors. It has hues of blue, green, gold, and purple. When it spreads its tail, it's the most spectacular sight in the entire forest. Compared to the peacock, my two colors seem rather plain." The crow was now completely confused. The swan thought the parrot was happiest, and the parrot thought the peacock was happiest. He had to find this peacock and see for himself. He flew deeper into the forest, and it wasn't long before he found the peacock. It was in a clearing, surrounded by a crowd of other animals, all staring in awe. The peacock was proudly displaying its magnificent tail feathers, a breathtaking fan of iridescent colors that shimmered in the sunlight. It was, without a doubt, the most beautiful bird the crow had ever seen. The crow waited until the crowd dispersed and then cautiously approached the peacock. "Oh, great peacock," he said humbly, "you are so incredibly beautiful. Every day, thousands of creatures come to admire you. The swan and the parrot both believe you are the happiest bird alive. I look at you, and I can see why. Your life must be perfect." The peacock looked at the crow, and its vibrant expression seemed to fade a little. A sigh escaped its beak. "My friend," it said, its voice tinged with sadness, "I may be beautiful, but I am certainly not happy." "Not happy?" the crow exclaimed. "How can that be? You are the most beautiful bird in existence." "This beauty," the peacock explained, "is also a curse. Because of these feathers, I am constantly in danger. Hunters are always trying to capture me to sell my feathers. I live in constant fear. I can't fly freely and carelessly like you do. I am trapped in this clearing, always on guard, admired but never free." The peacock paused and looked intently at the crow. "I've been watching you," it continued. "You fly wherever you please. You have no enemies trying to hunt you for your feathers. You are free and fearless. For the past few days, I've been thinking, I wish I were a crow, because then I would truly be happy and free. The crow was speechless. The swan, the parrot, and now the peacock, the very birds he had envied, were all unhappy for their own reasons. And the most beautiful of them all, the peacock, wished it could be him, a crow, plain, black, and loud, but also free. A profound realization dawned on the crow. He had been so busy comparing himself to others, so focused on what he didn't have, that he had completely overlooked the gifts he did have. He had his freedom. He had the sky. He had a life without fear. He looked at his own black feathers, but this time, he didn't see ugliness. He saw strength. He thought of his loud caw, and he didn't hear a harsh noise, but a powerful call that echoed through the forest. He was a crow, and for the first time in a long time, he was proud of it. He thanked the peacock, his heart swelling with a newfound sense of gratitude. He flew high into the sky, higher than he had in days. He let out a loud, joyful caw that wasn't a cry of despair, but a celebration of who he was. From that day on, the crow never wished to be anyone else again. He understood that true happiness doesn't come from being like someone else. It comes from appreciating and loving who you are. This story teaches us such a vital lesson. The constant comparison to others is a thief of joy. We scroll through social media, we look at magazines, we see people around us, and we start to create a checklist of things we think we need to be happy. But happiness isn't a destination you arrive at once you've collected enough perfect traits. It's a state of being that comes from within. Just like the crow, we all have unique qualities, strengths, and freedoms that we often take for granted because we're too busy looking at what others have. Maybe you're not the swan or the peacock in every situation, but you are you, and that is your greatest power. Your journey, your flaws, your strengths, they all combine to make you a one-of-a-kind masterpiece. So, the next time you find yourself wishing you had someone else's life, remember the crow and the peacock. Take a moment to appreciate your own feathers, whatever they may be. Embrace your uniqueness, celebrate your freedom, because true lasting happiness is found not in becoming someone else, but in finally, truly becoming yourself. Thank you so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that helps us all live a more mindful and joyful life. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What's something you appreciate about yourself today? See you in the next video.